When we see that there are open interest build-up happening, some action is happening there. So what action it is? In the futures world, what we see is when the open interest is increasing, and when the user is also right, when the open interest is increasing and the price is increasing, we will feel like a lot of long build-up is happening, and there are good chances for us to see that the price is going to go up. I will share my screen. I haven't been getting a request to share my screen. I'll just share. I don't have that anything as of now to show, but then I'll just show it here. Okay, fine. I'm just sharing the sheet that I generally use for my trading. Okay, this is what I generally in the day and day out I used to use for my options trading. So what I generally do is how to do this, what to pull up and all that, I will briefly touch upon. But the point here is, at a given point of time, by looking at this chart, we'll get to know, where these are all basically open interest of a particular option chain. For Nifty, this is the option chain that I graphically, brought it here. Okay, so basically, if you look at here, right, it is trading at 17,840 around, right? So this is what your at the money strike prices. If you see that this is accumulation of all the basically all the open interest, very well about what an option chain is. Basically the option chain, what I did is here I just shown it as the open interest for call and put, and then the same chart itself how the price trend is, and at the bottom of the chart, middle chart is going to be the same for the same strike price. What is the change in open interest, right? A lot of call addition happened, and then this is the change in the price. Okay, this is the actual price, this is the change in the price, and then in the bottom of it I'm just showing again the volume. So you have it everything in one single page itself, wherein you'll be able to see for 17,900 I see a lot of people shorting there, shorting the call option. Okay, huge OI buildup is happening on the 90,000 on 70,900 call option, and today's changes, right, compared to put option, I see more call option is being sold. And further, if you come down, we look at the volume. This is what the volume says, which is we see more of action happening on the call side. And since a lot of OI buildup is happening, right, we take it as more of call rating happens, and that's how we see that 17,900 will act as one of the resistance. Closest resistance that we have is this one. Next to that, this basically multiples of hundreds, we will see more action in Nifty rather than multiples of 50s. The next one is here. If you see 18,000, in 18,000, if you compare between these two things, this is just a meager amount, right? The put option here, this is when just we compare this, it's almost 15 times. Similarly, you see, so market participant expects market will not go beyond 18,000 in this expiry. That is what it conveys, right? But by looking at this individual chart, we may get a kind of overall picture. But then I just want to see, as the day spans out, how these changes are happening, right? The 18,100 call option is it increasing, going down? How the OI is? That's what we are trying to bring up here. This is going to show you. If you just basically if you choose whether you want call option or put option, it is going to give all the pictures here. Okay, so if you select this, it is going to tell 70,900. Initially, a lot of OI buildup happened, and then it stays constant. And then basically, this is a Friday phenomena where we will see some kind of shedding in open interest. Okay, that's what happened here. I can just both the things to see. This is for call option. This is for put option. Basically, this is OI build up from the morning to evening that day, right? Okay, I just logged in the by noon only. I also message it in our trader stock group. And if you see, this is a change, and this one is the price, how the price is, and this is IV changes. So all this we are getting it here in one single page, and in top of that, we also have overall how it looks. Okay, this one, some of our people they said like I would be taking nearest 3, nearest 5, nearest 7. That means if, for example, if Nifty is trading at 17,500, I want to see the nearest 3 strike prices how it is, or nearest 5 prices how it is. So we thought like it's better to have that as a configurable. So I'm keeping it 7 here. The nearest 7 strike price, in the nearest 7 strike price, I see both call option and put options are a little closer. And then changes happened is also a little closer. So I just want to see how we fit in the nearest 3. So I just have to make the change here 3. It is going to give me the chart here. And if I just want to say, I just want to know what is happening in the immediate strike price. This is the change. Or if I want to see for the 10 strike prices up and down, this is good. So this is more configurable.
Manish, quick question. Sorry to interrupt you in between.
Yeah.
The numbers that you are updating in this, like 10, 3, 7. So does it mean when we enter on 3, it will take 3 strikes? At the
Exactly.
money minus 50 and at the money plus 50, right?
That's right. If I put 5 here, it is going to be at the money plus 5, at the minus 5, right?
And the OI data will be combined for all strikes.
Absolutely. The reason why we made it configurable is right. Different people have different strategies, different way of trading. So there is an option that I'm trying to give here, and that is going to give all the pictures, right? If I just put, it is going to take only at the money plus 1, at the money minus 1. So right now, at the money is going to be this one, right? 17,000. 850 is the at the money. So it is going to take 1 strike prices, which is 17,800 and 900. That's what, how much change is that is going to show. But by default, we used to have 7 because, that's when I generally see that people are using. Okay, I'll just go a little further.
Oh, sorry. Before you proceed further, and can you just move it a bit up? Yeah, the first graph over here where the lines are intersecting, where the OI and LTP is written. The first one on the left.
This one?
No, just left for this one. Yeah, this one. So whenever the lines are being cutting, that is at the money strikes for this, right? We don't have to
correct.
We don't have to enter or something, select or something, right?
Nothing, brother. See, only thing that you can capture here is this place. You have to make 3, 5, or whichever strike that you want to see. That alone you have to enter here. Rest all you don't have to do any change. And then for whichever strike prices you want to select, you can just select and see that.
Okay, cool, perfect. Thank you.
Okay, and we also wanted to see how the changes are happening over a period of time. For the top 5 OI, how the OI buildup is happening. Okay, this is total of all the top 5 strike prices, call option and put option. If you see that, right, from the afternoon, we see a lot of changes, right, lot of changes happening on the call side than put side. So I'm not sure how many people follow the market on Friday. If you see that, right, from the post lunch, market didn't go up much. I mean, just an indication of that. And this is for all the PCRs. Okay, here this is individually, we have call option, put option separately, but then this one, I'm just keeping it combined together. That way, I'll be able to see both the things together. But then the point here is not to completely go over this spreadsheet and things like that. We will just showcase, how things, work. There are a couple of other things also we can talk about it. Okay, now, this is another thing, right? We came across multiple places where people tried their level based in terms of capturing this data. I also tried. It's kind of a lot of effort went in terms of creating it. So basically, how this can be used is, again, all this are pulled from NSE website, right? Complete data is being scrapped from NSE website, and then we made use of Python scripting to build this. Okay, so this one, right, whichever strike prices they want, we at this point of time we need to know what is for anybody to calculate what would be the option price. All that we need to do is basically a set of formulas basically, right? That's one what we have incorporated. But then IV is something like differs, right? Zerodha calculates IV little differently than NSE. So, but then price which is coming in the screen, the one that we are punching the trade, right? The prices, those are basically the one that is showing up in the NSE website, right? So I went ahead and pulled NSE websites, IVs, things and stuff like that. So how we generally do is like, if I want to take a trade, for example, I just want to take 18,000 strike prices, right? 18,000 strike price, at this point of time, this is the value. Call option is 58, put option is 178. Now, by looking at the chart, we know that where a particular price is going to be, like where I want to take an entry, where I want to exit. For example, I just want to put, at this point of time, I'm taking an entry in a call option at 58 to 60 rupees. I mean, like, 58 to 60 rupees. I'm thinking about to keep the stop losses 17750. So what would be the price at that point of time? So I'm going to keep 26 as my price. So this would vary. I have back tested it. Maybe a 5% difference here and there. But then this comes little handy when deciding about what would be the price when a particular instrument goes to this particular strike. And I'm going to set up the target. The target, let's say that 1740, and this is what the price I would expect it to come. Any question? I hear someone answer questions. Okay, I think I would request people to.
I have one question.
Yeah.
I have one question, Maurice. This option price calculator that you are using, is it the fair price that has been calculated from Black-Scholes model, or you are using something else?
Yes.
Or are these?
Yes.
Okay. These are the fair prices, right? At this point of time, it should be the fair price like this. If we are having price more than that, that means it should not be a right time to punch the trade, right? Correct me if I'm wrong.
No. See,
okay,
that's
sorry.
what, right?
Okay.
IVE fluctuates, right, for various reasons. So when there are some uncertainty, basically IV is going to go up, right? When the uncertainty goes up, the market IV cools up and the prices comes down. So this is the fair price, but the IV is taken not by the ATM, directly from the website, from the NSE website. That's what I mean to say. Because I feel that's more reliable.
Is not option specific then, or it's the total India VIX you're taking?
See, VIX is also taken into consideration, right? But basically, volatility happens. There will be more volatility in the market when there are some uncertainty there, right? There are additional parameters that will be considered in terms of IVE. Let's not go deep into that. All I'm communicating here is the IVEs are not something like what Zerodha calculates. I'm taking it directly from the NSE website. So at a given point of time, whatever you see as an IVE, it will get reflected here. And based on that, we did the calculation. Okay, and another beauty here is from morning to evening, who has won the race? Whether call buyers or put buyers or option writers, or like if you look at Friday, we see there are a lot of selling happen, right, rather than buying. Because if you see that with both call and put decay, though it is a little closer, I see a lot of put writing happen compared to call writing, but both of them have shed their prices. So basically, this is call and put prices. Top 5 call and put prices. Okay, so this is what basically we use, and in general, when it comes to open interest, what we basically look at is at a given particular strike price, right? For Nifty or Bank Nifty or any instrument that you take, which is my next resistance as per the option chain. Then immediately I'll run up and go and see which is my strike price, which has highest open interest. Again, I'm hearing a lot of disturbances. Let me see if I can mute you all. Okay. Fine. So what I was saying is, right, for a given strike price, let's assume that, we are going to trade Nifty. Okay. Then I would like to know, before taking kind of order in the, future side, I will see where by option chain, where the resistance is going to be. I'll run up here and I'll see that, 18,000 is going to be, there will be a lot of OI built up, right? Call rating happened a lot here. So I would expect that, it's very unlikely that market would cross 18,000. So we have this here, but how about for stocks? I'm trading it in multiple stocks, right, in futures. How do I do that, right? I need something, but then should I have all Excel sheets with all this? That's going to be very tough, right? We'll not be able to look at, because this OI things and things like that works mostly for indexes, because that's when we have a lot of participants, and that's where we will see a lot of volatility, and action will be there. But then when it comes to option chains of stocks and all that, maybe few things here and there would help. Maybe like for example, Maruti, I have seen HDFC and couple of high beta stocks, right? Those stocks, right? We see some actions there, but not everything. So it is not worth to have option chains to be built up and to be followed for every other stocks, right? But still, before we take a trade, it is worth to go and take a look at how the particular OI buildup looks like, right? So for that, again, just did a small utility, um, just to show you folks that as well. Okay, all these are Python programs basically. I'm just showing it in front of you people. I'm running Python. And it is not like we need to run on all that. It is going to be a click. If someone is going to use it, if my end goal is, right, to make it as an executable rather than, right, asking someone to go and punch in terms of words and all that. Nothing like that. Okay, I'm just picking and pulling this PCR checker. I'm just going to check what is the PCR for a particular instrument. When I run this, I have already configured for a set of scripts. What is my see, that has switched. It has given you. It has given you for these instruments, right? We can configure any instrument that we want. For this instrument for Reliance, we have more open interest. More call option. Call selling happened at 2,500. So 2,500 strike has more open interest on the call side, and 2,300 has more open interest on the put side. And where it stands at 2,479. So which is very closer to the resistance zone. So I would, if I have multiple parameters, this is one of the parameters I would consider. I will see like, oh, it is closer to resistance. So let me wait for the resistance to be broken decisively for me to go long, or let me short with by looking at my chart. Let me short here, and I'll keep, because I'm shorting because this is also giving me a confirmation that there's going to be resistance here, right? And then similarly, when it comes to the OI change, I'm looking at, right, OI change. Now a lot of open interest has been shed on the call side. A lot of people are unwinding their position on the call side, and in the put, when compared to the put side, a lot of unwinding happens in the call side. Generally, people like market participants sees this change in OI more when it comes to intraday, and when they do a kind of positional thing, they consider this overall OI build-up across strike prices and things like that. So overall OI, goes with mostly in terms of taking a kind of a swing trade, or by BTSC, something like that. And people generally look at the changes when it comes to intraday. And this PCR is going to be the total OI on the call side and put side. Total put side OI minus, divided by call side OI. And this is what the change is going to be, right? So we have collected this and we are keeping it handy. So what we'll do basically, we generally follow our own technicals. We have the technicals, we have the charts, we'll have all our indicators added, and the indicator is going to give us some signal, or you have your own strategy. But then you need a confirmation, right? For you to take a decision, there are multiple parameters. These are some of the parameters which will make your decision very well informed, right? Your stop losses would come down, number of trades, where your success rate, it will help you to increase your success rate, because you have taken other items into your consideration before you punch order, right? These are some of the utilities. So what I'm trying to convey here is, there are a lot of things available, and these days A lot of young chaps, who are fresh out of college, who are good at programming and all that, they have a competitive advantage in terms of getting into the system, pulling data, and putting the intelligence into the script to speak for it. I don't mean to say that they are going to be kind of a big challenge to the market. Could be, but then we have our edge, right? We have been having the experience. Experience speaks a lot, right? We know that at a particular point of time how the market is going to react. But then these data points, if we add in addition to what we already know, it is going to make our decision, for us to make a kind of good decision. It will help us to make a kind of confident decision, right? So that's what I'm trying to convey, right? And learning Python or pulling the data it's not a big rocket science. We have a lot of videos. So before thinking about taking the session, I've seen a couple of people reaching out asking like, why don't you let us know how this is being used? So that's why we thought we can schedule up a meeting to take all people through in terms of what are the various ways that we can do pull data and all that. See, now it is almost 3:35, right? We couldn't get into the way of how do we pull. We'll just touch up on a bit on that. Maybe later point of time we can have one session. But then all I'm saying is there a lot of disruption happens in every industry, in every facets of life, right? To whatever that someone in business today, tomorrow someone else will come. They will make it little cheaper, or like they will try to get their own advantage in terms of compete with you to stay in the market. So these days, the algos are posing a lot of challenges, right? So that means like we need to have some additional tools for us to make decision. That's where like I've been suggesting some of the people, let's do some get some understanding of basics of how to use these data. I'm pretty sure that a lot of people over here who have a lot of experience and they have been using this data, they may get to a little bit of understanding like fine, there are various ways, right? If you just think about it, if you want to pull all these data one by one before you take a decision, it's going to be a little tough. And let's assume this way: someone is looking at doing a bank nifty, they want to trade on bank nifty, right? They can put all the bank nifty stocks, and then once in a while they can punch, right? Again, I'm saying that I have that all that with me, okay? But I'm not going to be a kind of person who's going to be there in the market always. As I said, like I have to be in my profession, so there should be some way, right? That for me to monitor it. So I'm just keeping my tool to run it for me and keep the informations handy. So that when I get some time, I can just get back to the system to see how it is, right? So if I run this, let me show this to you. See, 25/9. 1529. Okay, this is when it created. Just now when we are talking about it, this file has been created. You see this run just now happened, right? Now I'm going to run it again. We're going to run it again. I'll just close this and open again. It is going to fetch the data and it is going to append there. Okay, now I'm going back 1535. So it has ran, second time it has ran and it has collected the data. I'm having the data now here. So this is the first run, this is the second run. Now, this, I'm just keeping it here. I can put the same data into Excel also and I can have the same chart. So I just have to click HDFC. I will be able to see HDFC, how the open interest changes are happening and all that, right? So there are tools. I understand there are a lot of tools available, and you can go and take some subscriptions somewhere. There are some IQ charts, pan tabs, a lot of options and OI related applications are available. People can go and subscribe there as well, and then try to do the analysis. But then chart is going to speak for us. Price action, I generally believe more into price action than indicators. But then without giving without lessening the importance of indicator, I would say for me I feel more confident about price actions. And times people feel like I'm taking a lot of contract trades because I see a lot of zonings happening, right? So when we are looking at charts, when we have our own experience, our own edges in terms of technicals and things like that, this kind of data points will help us to take informed decisions. Okay, so with that, I would conclude in terms of showcasing some of the things that we can probably do, and then we can go little into how basically we can pull some of this data. I will just touch upon a bit on that. So I will stop by here. Let me open up for questions before we just take in the next session about the next topic. Any questions, team? Any questions from anyone?
So, Maurice, I guess this question must be in the mind of others as well.
Yes, sir.
So, are you planning to share this Excel or selling this out to individuals if needed or something like that? Do you have that in your mind, or this is or not? Means I'm sure that others also have this question as well.
See, I actually didn't make use of this forum as kind of a platform for me to market what I developed. Probably will open it up at a reasonable cost. The only thing is, if it is not working for some reason, you cannot expect me to immediately fix it. I need my time to get that to work. And as I'm saying that, yes, I'm also using it. I also wanted that to be fixed. Hope that answers my question.
Okay, perfect. Yes, perfectly answered. Thank you.
Yeah. Any other question?
Hello, sir.
Okay. Yeah.
Hello. Yes, I have the question. I am a kind of bank nifty scalper. So, can this be useful for me? Like, can it be updated so fastly
Okay.
for taking trades in 5 to 6 minutes and exiting for after 10 minutes, like that?
Yes. The tool that I'm showing is not for a 1 minute scalper. Okay. Because if you think about it, right, you are taking the data from NSE website, and you need to NSE website provides the data with a 3 minutes kind of delay.
Yeah,
Right?
3 minutes. Yes.
Yeah. So if you're a scalper, NSE website sometimes shows what has recently happened. It is not going to give you what is going to happen, and I believe chart is also the same way. Any chart in the world, whatever chart you go, chart says what has happened. It's we who has to project and make decision in terms of this has happened, and this is what is I'm expecting it to happen. The projection is unto us. Now, how much delay that you have? The delay will be kind of 3 minutes delay when it comes to NSE website. There are people who claim that Zerodha gives out, but then I tried Zerodha Lies Blue and Upstocks Flyers and Samco. I don't see that there is a huge difference there. I would say that maybe 15 to 20 seconds difference here and there is there. But then some of people who I interact with often, they suggest let's not believe anything anybody says below 3 minutes. So people may massage and give the data, but let's not believe is what I was told. Can someone confirm me?
No.
Okay, fine. How many of you people know that we can do some coding in scripting in TradingView itself?
Fine editor, right? Yes.
Yeah. Good. Okay, so one such tool, like this is something like I call it as MRI indicator. Some of you people may already know about it. I'll just show this. This is the code base for it. Okay, so I did this code by crowdsourcing details from various other places. I'm just trying to show is there any multiple divergence happened. See, look at here. This is where. Look at what it says is here with respect to stochastics, momentum, OBV, VMACD, CMF, all that are giving an indication here divergence are happening. So divergence is basically price is moving in one direction, but then the particular oscillator is moving in opposite direction. Okay, so that gives me, when I get this kind of multiple divergence, I would be more confident that things are going to happen. Right, and this is not going to happen always. As per the market movements, you may get, you may not get. But these are some of the indicators that you can develop, and we can make use of it in terms of taking decisions. And that's where we can outshine and we can have our own edge. You see here, as market coming down, it got rejected, it came down. Here, if you see, we have RSI and stochastic. That again are double divergence. I generally go with RSI, stochastics, and OPV. I feel like that in those divergence are more reliable, right? So either if I short here, either I may book a profit or I may take a shot to ride further. Okay, this is just kind of additional thing I just want to show. Again, this is by the coding that we do on this one. Okay, fine, guys. Let's quickly get into couple of other things that we just want to show. The point here is, gentlemen, it is not that I'm trying a hard way to get the price, but then I'm showing here I'm able to get the price. Similarly, I'll be able to get a couple of other things, not just for Reliance, for all the Nifty 50 stocks or Bank Nifty 20 stocks or whatever it is, right? And then I can build in the intelligence to the tool for it to give me an indication in terms of, okay, at a given point of time, I just want to understand how good the, if you all remember on Friday, I was, pinging folks all, out of 9 Bank Nifty stocks, I see 5 stocks have, 8 stocks have more of sellers and all that. All that happened only through Python. What it did is like, I just ran my program. It is giving me data among the 9 Bank Nifty stocks. How many stocks have more buyers and sellers? How many stocks are closer to the resistance and support? How many stocks where have a lot of changes happening on the OI side? And between the support and resistance, which is strike price of particular, take HDFC between 2,600 to 400, where the price stands and how closer is it to those decisions for all the 9 Nifty stocks. If you go and look at it individually, it is going to take time. I need to, okay, fine. Now it got it. So if you look at it, the other program I need to look at what has happened. So these are raw data, guys. This is not, I'm not keeping it as a kind of package, as a kind of readily, sellable or kind of software. As I told, my intention is not to make this platform as a medium for me to, give my sales speeches and all that. Otherwise, I would have spoken it differently. See, now if you look at it, I have, for a particular script, I have fetched all the data. Right. The beauty of OI+Blue is I'll be able to fetch things together like stream of data together. And now the beauty of NSE is more than this, right? I'll be able to pull all the data if I just take for Reliance, the complete option chain, I can just pull it in one single call. But that is not possible with OI+Blue or with Zerodha, where you need to go by the individual instruments and strike prices. Okay, now the next one is right. Once I pulled it, then I can do all my massagings and get some details out of that. Okay, the reason why that didn't work out is like I modified my password, so I have handled the password queries using exception. So that's the reason it didn't work. Okay, so this is how generally things works. All that we need to do is a little bit of coding, and that's not going to be tough. And if we get set of people who are interested, it will be tough for us to spend time for couple of 1 or 2 people. But then if we have some handful of people who are interested, so for those people, like we can have some kind of discussions or some scheduled sessions and things like that. I have tons and tons of time, minutes. I would say that I spend a lot of hours in terms of picking up things, and I have taken a harder way of learning things, right? But then I thought, right, people who are in our community should find it with a little ease. So I thought of extending my help. If someone is interested, probably I can give my guidance in terms of for them to pick up and learn things. Okay, so there is another platform which I'm very much associated with, which is called Zebu. Okay, I'm not sure again how many people. Zebu have their own edges, and they are not great in terms of marketings and things like that. They are one point of time together with OI+Blue. Now they are having their own setups and things like that. Okay, they are a kind of broking firm, and basically I'm been little associated with the particular. Not in terms of the payrolls and all that. I know people working there. I have friends working there at very senior level. Okay, so I would say that the CEO of the company kind of thing. So those people, like I have seen them. They are coming up with a lot of new ways of doing things. There is a kind of Zebu API breach, and what that does is that gives an edge for you to punch in your order from TradingView, from Excel, and something like that, right? So when time permits, like you guys can take a look at it in from YouTube itself. If I'm able to show you people a bit on Zebu, because I had some queries came on my way. Oh my God, I don't know my password again. Okay, all this thing are bothering me. Let me hide. Stop sharing for 10 seconds. I'll try to get my password. I just noted it down somewhere. Since I have multiple other accounts and things like that, just forgetting. Meanwhile, any questions, guys? Can you open up? I'm open for questions. Anything that you feel like we should touch in this meeting, apart from what we have discussed?
What is Algo here?
Yes, sir.
If at all we need to start something on the coding side for tracking all this thing, where will be your suggestion? Like where the point we can start with?
Go to YouTube. YouTube is the go for medium. I would say best thing is YouTube.
Okay.
Does that answer your question?
Yes. I was looking for something like which is more specific. Like not YouTube is okay, but
Okay, fine. Go to
option.
W3 schools. Okay, W3 schools is going to give you a lot of things on Python. And apart from that, once you get some understanding on the Python side, you guys know me now. I have shared my mails and things like that, and my Telegram channel ID. Not channel. I don't have a channel. My Telegram ID. You can just ping. Okay, and whoever is interested, I can give you people like related to Algo and related to these things. I can share some materials that I have collected over a period of time. And I believe I have also.
So thank you, Murugan.